what's up, welcome back to another Poem Masters video, and recently we've been having a look at some of the 1 out of 5 units that we've been getting, right? 1 out of 5 Lysander, still a really good damage dealer, even at 1 out of 5, right? The B move still hits like a truck, the regular move still hit pretty freaking hard too, and then we had Emma as well at 1 out of 5, which is also probably still the best poison damage dealer, just overall, right? At like 1 out of 5. And which is kind of funny. But then like Anabel, honestly, at 1 out of 5 is probably one that is just missing a lot, man. It really, I don't know, I really feel like it's missing quite a bit, cause like look at like the stuff that you have at like 3 out of 5, or even just like 2 out of 5. You don't have, like, you're missing out on like healthy healing, the fire ice guards, right, which could be nice in certain stages, you know, quick cure, right? Like, okay, if you miss out on those, it's not the biggest deal. It's nice to have them, but you know, those are small things. But then at 3 out of 5 is where like you get a lot of like game changing stuff, right? Like the aggravation on your headbutt is pretty big, you could argue, right? Charging infliction's really nice. Crit squad, obviously, the ability to buff crit at all. And then even beyond that, 4 out of 5, right? 4 out of 5, you get the physical boost, physical sync boost, you get the move gate acceleration on, you know, when there's field effects on the play that only affects allies. And then 5 out of 5, you get Calc acceleration and synchro healing, which are, you know, every single time you sync it happens. So she's missing out on a lot. Like, she's kind of like almost like a different unit, right, from 1 out of 5 versus at 5 out of 5, right? Because, you know, again, at 5 out of 5, like, every time she sinks, she gives you a lot of stuff. Team heals, the move gauge acceleration, all that stuff. Like, it's all great and stuff, right? So she's like a fantastic gauntlet tank. But at 1 out of 5, you don't have any of that. In fact, the only heal you have at 1 out of 5 is really just this, the Team Max healer, which heals 50% of your own HP after using a max move, which obviously you could only use once. So like you go from like one of the better gauntlet healers tanks in the game to like you can only heal yourself once for 50%, that's pretty drastic, man. That is pretty drastic. Anyways, whatever, let's try her out first. So yeah, in terms of like her 1 out of 5 grid, by the way, like there's not much, man. There's like, again, antitoxin, which could be nice for something like tornadoes, but like, yeah, everything else is just... so. All right, let's try it out with some free units, see if we could take down tornadoes over here. And I'm trying to go with units that aren't like crazy offensively, right? Just to see if she could still be that like gauntlet carry tank sort of, which. Even if we do win there here, I still don't think the answer should be yes there, because I don't know, man. I just don't feel like it's yeah. Like, she really doesn't have too much tanking stuff other than her good defensive stats, right? Which are definitely there, you know, can't say anything bad about that, right? But like, other than that, it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Gauntlet healer doesn't really heal at 1 out of 5, right? So yeah, okay. We'll see how this goes. Let's get paralysis in there, right? And then after the sync, we could get the backup request or whatever it's called in there. Wait, did I just click dire hit plus again? I did. Whoops. Anyways. Okay. So. Alright, let's do it now. Hopefully they don't get flinched again. Not that I don't want them to get flinched, it's just that, like, you know, if I flinch them for too long, then my my status shield's gonna be gone. Which then, you know, kind of would have been a waste. A bit of a waste. Then, right. We're wasting crit shield though, so I think they're really gonna crit here, right? Very much. Wow, okay, you know what? Maybe that aggravation isn't so important now. I'm not even trying to. Oh man. Whoops, they're not paralyzed here. Okay, that kind of sucks. This is not gonna do too much, but oh well. we'll paralyze them here. It doesn't matter, man. We have antitoxin. Forgot about that. Yeah, 1 out of 5 has antitoxin. Okay. I guess we'll save another requesting backup for like later on when they try to like crit or something. I guess in that case. Okay. So yeah, we'll reflect on the second bar since second bar is mostly physical moves, right?
You've got this.
That's nice at least. Yeah, that's the slightly odd thing about running her. It's like, when am I really gonna use protect? Like, I don't really want to use it on the second bar just because like we're pretty good against the second bar again, just with like reflect up and stuff. So like, okay, I guess I'll do it on the third bar, but then by the third bar it's like, okay, the battle's almost over and I haven't used the max move yet, right, to replenish the stuff and all. So I don't know. I mean, we're not gonna use it for a brutal swing. Are we gonna use it on that heat wave earlier on in the third bar? I mean, heat wave isn't much either, to be honest. In comparison to like a big hurricane later on, right? But at least it's a guaranteed crit. Oh yeah, yeah. You see, that's why, right? Because I would have really, you know, preferred if we had that what's it called? The crit defense over here for the team, right? Even though 2 of them have it, but like, you know, mainly the guy who keeps on decreasing his own HP when he attacks would have appreciated it. Over here. Okay, well at least we got another what's called protect back for something, I guess. I don't know what, but it's for something. A hurricane. I don't remember the move order, man. I know, ironic since I've fought him like, you know, 50 times. That last gauntlet, but or the gauntlet before, I guess. Oh, we'll protect now. I think it's like pre-sync. It's either pre-sync or like 1 turn after sync. I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're gonna survive this one though, right? Okay, they did barely, but the side beam's gonna come in clutch. Finish it off, right? No, it's not. It's not coming in clutch at all. It would have taken it out if we had, you know, 3 out of 5 with that extra crit buff there. That's a joke, by the way. Don't actually, you know, 3 out of 5 just for that extra Calum side beam to finish off a Tornado's run. But if you do pull her, I do recommend at least going for 3 out of 5, right? Again, 5 out of 5 would be ideal for the extra heals, the move gauge acceleration, all that stuff, which is again just very good for Gauntlet. But obviously not everyone has all the gems in the world to pull her like 5 times, or have all the candies to candy her to like from 1 out of 5 to 5. Like candying a unit from 1 out of 5 to 5 out of 5 is a lot of candy, man. That's like 4 candies that you probably could have used spreading it around, you know, amongst your other units, so you could get, you know, maybe, because getting 1 unit from 1 out of 5 to 5 out of 5, the amount of candy, like, that's enough to get 2 units from 1 out of 5 to 3 out of 5, and, you know, another unit from like 2 out of 5 to 3 out of 5, or a 2 out of 5 unit to 3 out of 5. So like that's just a lot of candy commitment for 1 unit, man. And that's the big issue about Anabel, right? Like, is she a good unit all around? Yeah, she's a great unit. She's a fantastic unit, right? If you have her all maxed out. But most people don't. Most people don't have the resources to get her to, you know, 3 out of 5 to get her to 5 out of 5, right? And if that's the case, then it's a bit rough. It's a bit rougher, right? Of a unit to play, because again, it's not that she can't do anything at 1 out of 5, right? I mean, she's still fine. Like, she's still got the field effects and stuff at 1 out of 5. GMax Replenish, obviously incredibly powerful, right? She gets 2 protects for free, right? You know, at least 3 sets of reflects if you need that. And you know, she still got those base defensive stats, right? With the extra, what, 20%? Buffed by the field effect multiplier thing, whatever it's called. So she still has those things, but she's just missing a lot of other things that makes the kit, you know, much more interesting and just does more, right? Like, it's just completely new dimensions are getting added to her kit. It's not like she's, She just does the same thing she does at her base, but like a bit better, like Lysander or Emma, right? No, that's not really the case. She gets completely new things at 3 out of 5, completely new things at 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, right? That she doesn't do previously, and those things are pretty big, so that is definitely a very, very unfortunate situation with Anabel, right? Great unit if you have maxed out. Not so great at 1 out of 5. Not so great at 1 out of 5, right? Like, honestly, yeah. It's rough. It's rough, man. I feel like this is generally the case for supports in comparison to, like, you know, techs. Like, usually, I feel like strikers are usually the type that, like, there's not too much, right? Like, usually strikers, if you have them at, like, 3 out of 5, or if you don't have them at 3 out of 5, they're probably most of the time just missing, like, a striker nuke, which kind of sucks, but, I mean, you know, you could live without, right? If you have good enough units to beat Master Mode anyways. I mean, obviously, striker nukes aren't, like, for example, in Gauntlet, striker nukes are kind of whatever, right? Most of the time, you're syncing with your sports or techs. And techs do kind of depend. Sometimes techs have, like, really, really nice add-ons in terms of, like, debuffs or whatever at higher levels. But usually, I feel like supports are the ones that have more things, higher levels in the grid, right? Not saying all the supports are like Anabel. Anabel is definitely one, like, anomaly, right? In terms of, like, holy, like, there's just so much, like at very, very high levels of her grid. But I'd say generally supports tend to lean a bit more on, they get a lot more stuff at higher levels of the grid, right? They get new stuff, right? Supports usually get more newer stuff. Unless it's like a potion-based support, then it's like most of their grid is like Master Healer 1, Master Heal 2, Potion NPR, which is good, but like it's not like the biggest heal in the world if they'll get that. So, anyways, yeah, well, that's me this one, I guess. Let me stop ranting about this. So, let me know, guys, think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the videos from our channel for some more Paul Mouse's content, and I'll see you guys in the next one, then.